So a bit of business. Bloomberg's recent report has revealed that Nigeria's currency, the Naira, has emerged as the world's worst performing currency in the past month. The currency took a downturn after its recent gains and wonderful performance last month, when it was ranked as one of the best performing currencies globally as of April 2024. According to the report, the reversal in Naira's gains has placed increased pressure on the Central Bank of Nigeria to continue rising interest rates. Nigeria's depreciation to 1,466.31 kobo against the dollar was reported to be its weakest level since March 20th. Now, the report released on Friday explained that the recent development is attributed to the scarcity of the US dollar in the local market, with only $84 million available as of Thursday. Now, to discuss this, I'm joined by Economist Akin Fatunke. Akin, thank you for joining me on the news. Now, let's get straight to it. Can you please analyze the historical trends of the Naira's performance and identify any patterns or significant events that have influenced its current status as the worst performing currency?
By all means, Dapo, good evening, and good evening to Nigeria. Thanks for having me. Historical trends, yo-yo. It tells us that the basic problem with the yo-yo we are seeing is supply pressures that we are not getting enough of. We see a decrease to 1,466 in the month of April ending, getting into May. And in March, we had 1,600 to a dollar, on the official markets, while the parallel markets was trading at 1,800. Reason for this is not far-fetched. It's the depth of availability of forex. 2 days ago, the supply was about $84 million, which was basically half of what was done the previous day. So are we talking about reforms weakening? Are we talking about the positive sentiments that we had at one point in time beginning to shake? Maybe yes, perhaps maybe no. The Nigerian economy on the physical side is still shaking on all sides. Inflation is still going very, very high. Food inflation is still very, very, very high. And one of the basic components of the cost push, I tell you, Dapo, is security. It's rearing its head again with, for instance, Okomu, palm oil, are already threatening that they may want to leave, given the fact that the bad guys came into their plantation and shot and killed 2 members of their staff. And this was within a week. And also see what is happening in Kogi State, going on. And so the farmers are still not able to try and see how to boost production. I like to say that for February and March rates, we have had an increase of a total of about 600 points in the monetary policy rates. That again is an indication that come May 21st, 2023, the monetary policy rates might increase again. Hopefully, it will not be too much of a band over and above about 100 basis points, my prediction, so that we'll see what is going to happen. Another very big factor in the historical trend is that, the bond market is going to get matured very, very, very soon. And when that gets matured, about $1.3 billion in Naira will get back into the market, which will also put quite some pressure on the exchange rate. Is the CBN ready for it? I like to say yes. I'm very sure they are going to come back into the market beyond the OMO that they try to do with financial institutions. with the kind of stillness that we see in the treasury bill markets. And again, just ensure that we keep our heads straight, we keep our heads right,
all right.
we give the right types, which we may not be getting, given the fact that we are thinking of increasing the VAT, we are thinking of cyber security levies.
Okay, just also to add to, of course, your areas of analysis, how do government policies and economic indicators such as inflation, GDP growth, and the foreign exchange reserves affect the value of the Naira, particularly in the international market?
Very highly. Unstable inflation does not help. And when they become over and above, as we have seen in the situation that the central bank is fighting tooth and nail, perhaps with one hand, to try and cure, and we are not seeing a commensurate on the policy side to increase food production, to increase security, then we are in dire straits. In GDP, of course, naturally, the size of the economy naturally, potentially indicates the fact that you can begin to produce and do local content and do what you now then call import substitution. We are not seeing that yet. There might be a lag, but we are not seeing all those yet. So all these indicators that you have mentioned have, and then of course the foreign exchange itself, which the central bank is fighting tooth and nail to try and control. Hopefully we'll be able to get there when the lag comes into being, and then we begin to see more of movement over motion on the policy side.
All right. Akin Fatunke, thank you so much for your time on the news.
Always a pleasure, Dapo. Thank you very much for having me.
Great.